You guys told me you were interested in hearing more about how certain minstrel stereotypes show up in modern media, and I am here to deliver. First, let's talk about the mammy, which I feel like is a more recognizable one. This is a mammy, or more specifically, this is a coin bank in the form of mammy from the National Museum of African American History. The mammy character is typically depicted as an overweight black woman with very dark skin and sort of comically oversized lips that is portrayed as being always subservient to white families, and that their goal and purpose in life is to help white people grow and be that nurturing, caring mother figure, but a kind of demented, twisted mother where even if the mammy is given children of her own, she cares more about the wants and needs of the white children present in the house than her family. The mammy is also intentionally designed to be unattractive, unappealing, undesirable, the antithesis of everything that is considered beautiful white femininity. And although the mammy stereotype of how slaves were is very present, there's very little actual historical evidence as to the prevalence of slaves who had that part of the household role in times of actual slavery. It wasn't something that was seen very often. Now, where do we see the mammy in modern media? Somewhat obviously, there are the maid characters in certain movies that are very white savior based, where the black maid exists only to help our white protagonists succeed. But for a more relevant example, I like to point to the black therapist characters. When I was in college, I wrote a casual paper about this, and it turns out a couple years afterwards, someone had the same idea and was able to actually get it published, which is amazing. So I'll reach out to them and see if I can get an actual article on this. But until then, I'll tell you what I discovered and what I wrote about. If you've ever been a black woman trying to get mental health care or know any black women who have tried to find black female therapists, you know that they do not exist anywhere near as much as our media makes it seem like they do. And for me, one unfortunate example of the mammy is from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, a show I really like. And I know this show is not the only one, but this is Dr. Akopian. And Dr. Akopian doesn't really exist as her own character. She doesn't really get hopes or dreams or stories. She's just there to help our main white protagonist, Rebecca. And she exists as this warm, nurturing, supportive figure to the point where she even appears as a hallucination in Rebecca's mind when she really needs her. But she's not a human. You aren't inclined to think about her or her life or what has she done, what does she want. And that's not unusual for a side character, but it is unusual for a show that is as progressive as Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, where kind of everyone else gets their own moment to shine. She just is there. And she also is dressed in a way that I think, having seen headshots of this actress, are intentionally unflattering. She wears big, oversized, baggy clothes, makeup that doesn't quite match her skin tone, and this chunky jewelry that isn't designed to make you think, wow, she's good looking. It's designed to make you kind of forget that she's there at all and only hear the words that she says. And that isn't to say I have a problem with representation or overrepresentation of black therapists in media, but it is to say that it hurts a little to see one that is so close to a known existing stereotype where a black woman doesn't get to exist as a person, but instead exists as this side character only devoted to helping a white person grow and being their nurturing mother figure. But that's the quick rundown on the mammy, and let me know, where do you feel like you might see this stereotype showing up in current media?